Aia paha oi ma aniai? Aia paha oi ma aniai? Oh, aloha! You surprised me. I was just practicing some Hawaiian. Yes, of course I speak Hawaiian, but only in French, so you wouldn't understand it. Aloha! You are here. It's the Paul Leslie Hour, a show that's helping people tell their stories for 19 glorious years. And counting. Next year, 18. No, the other way. 20. Well, on this episode, we're joined by multi-Grammy nominated singer and songwriter Henry Kapono. That's the French version. His true name is Henry Kapono. Henry is pure Hawaiian, and you know Kapono is the Hawaiian word for righteous. Just as you're about to see, he is a most righteous guy. Born and raised in Kapahulu. Now that's a town just outside Waikiki. Henry Kapono and his tunes are full of positive energy and the Aloha spirit. You may know Henry Kapono's song, Dukes on Sunday? Of course you do. Inspired by Duke's, the beachfront destination and restaurant in Waikiki. You know, Jimmy Buffett liked that song so much, he recorded his own version. Yeah, well, since you're such a cool bunch, we'd love to have you subscribe to Paul Leslie's YouTube channel. It's free, you know. And free means the same in every language. Plus, that way you won't miss a thing. And now it's our pleasure. The Paul Leslie Hour presents Henry Kapono, or Henry Kapono. Aia paha oi ma aniai?
Henry Kapono, it's a great pleasure.
Same here. Nice to meet you. And I'm honored.
I'm honored.
Of interviews, man, it's quite a journey.
That's what people say, and that's what I say. Well, you got a great background there. What is that beautiful picture behind you?
It's just a picture I got a few years ago. It's made out of glass and paint and stuff, but I like it. It's nice, beautiful,
very nice. So you are joining us, of course, from beautiful Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a rainy day today, but it's still beautiful. Rain or shine, we have a good time over here.
Yeah. Do you think that there's anything that people maybe have a misconception of when it comes to Hawaii?
I think a lot of people have some misconceptions. You know, I think depends on what they're looking for and what they've seen in magazines and stuff. And you know, a lot of people, it's their dream place to come. So, you know, I think it's I love this place. You know,
It really is a magical place.
Have you been here?
I was there. Believe it or not, I was just a little boy, but I still remember it. I have never seen any place like it since.
Well, that had to be a while ago.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to go back, I think.
Yeah, it's changed a lot since then.
No doubt, no doubt. Tell me about the music that you grew up listening to. What kind of stuff would you hear around the house?
Around the house, we mostly had Hawaiian music. You know, there was a one station that played all Hawaiian music, and my parents had it on almost all day long.
How would you describe Hawaiian music? I mean, there's the stuff that people, they think of right away. They think of resort kind of music, but there's a lot of different things under that umbrella of Hawaiian music.
Yeah, I think when you think of Hawaiian music, you think of ukuleles and steel guitars, and you know, a lot of those songs are about different places on the island, different stories, and it's just beautiful music, you know.
All of it the different styles, all of them kind of have in commonality a soothing quality to them.
It really does. I think because the stories are about places that people enjoy and stories that people enjoy, and they sing it like they've been there, or they're in it. So,
Henry, do you remember your first public performance, the first time you got on a stage?
First time I got on the stage in front of people by myself, I think I played in Waikiki. That was probably the first time. I used to play at my. I stayed over in Hawaii Kai over here, and I stayed with some guys. We all shared a house, and I used to just play guitar and sing, and we'd have parties, and I'd be there singing and playing. And one day, my best friend said, "Man, you should go out and get a job." So I went out. A friend of mine came by, said there was an opening somewhere, and I went for the audition, and I got it. And I played at this place called the Aloha Surf Lounge. That was my first gig, and I played there, but I was so shy that I had my eyes closed most of the time. Then one night I opened my eyes and the place was full.
So how did you get over that shyness?
I just love singing. I love, although there was a lot of Hawaiian music in my house at that time, I also, whenever I was with other friends and stuff, I started hearing rock and roll and Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and James Taylor and Ray Charles and is that James Brown, and I just got I got influenced a lot by that.
Interesting. Now, would there be any lesser known influences that you could list?
Any what?
Lesser known influences that you could list?
Well, I think the one person that really inspired me here in the islands was a songwriter named and singer-songwriter named Kui Lee. Kui Lee wrote "I'll Remember You," which Don Ho did. Elvis Presley covered. A lot of people had covered it. And he came to my school. I went to Punahou School. It was a private school. I got there on a baseball scholarship, and he came to the school. He played for us, and I was just focused on how much fun he was having and singing his own songs. And I just thought to myself, man, I would love to do that. At the time I was into football. So I wanted to be a professional football player, but that changed when I went to Vietnam. So.
Now tell us about that experience of being there in I guess you'd call that the Far East.
Right.
Did that affect your life greatly?
It really did. How that all came about was these twin sisters from Chicago were looking for a band, and they were in Hawaii. So a friend of mine that we played together in high school, he came to the Aloha Surf Lounge and said, "Hey, you want to go to take a 6-week trip to Asia? You go to Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand, Malaysia, all these cool places." He said, 6 weeks, you'll be back for football. I go, I'm in. So we all went, and we got stuck there. We first stopped in Thailand for a month, and then we flew over to Vietnam. I guess all the other places weren't in the schedule, but as we were flying over, our manager at that, production manager closed up shop, and so when we got there, there was nobody to pick us up, but we had a phone number to call, and the guys that were there came to pick us up, and we got to we had no other choice but to stay there. We didn't have any money to buy tickets to go back. the twin sisters couldn't handle it, so we sent them back with what we had, and we stayed there for the year. We had to, I spent most of the time, in fact, all of my time, just playing guitar and learning songs, and trying to keep myself interested in something that's other than war and what's going on. And so we got to play for the troops. We couldn't play for the troops until we had girls. So we got some girls from England, a girl from England, and a girl from Thailand, and they were beautiful. And that's what the troops want to see. They don't want to see guys, but they love the music and the girls, and so it all worked out really good. We were like the highest paid band in Vietnam at the time, so it worked out really good. Except we never really seen the money. The manager that quit, all the money went to him and never came to us. So we eventually worked our way back. I always tell guys, if you ever get to go and travel and stuff, make sure you get a two-way ticket. We had a one-way ticket, and we had to make our way back. So it took us 2 years to get back.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
So,
I learned a lot musically. I got better at my craft, way better at my craft, and met a lot of really cool musicians. And musicians over there, the Filipinos and Thai musicians were really excellent at copying other artists. To the T. And then they get off the stage and they don't speak any English at all. So it was nice to meet them and hang out. So I learned a lot. Food was great. Everything was cheap, and I learned a lot about growing up. I grew up really fast. I seen a lot of things that most people will never see, and it made me realize how precious life is. And I think I carry that all the way till now with me. Life is very precious. And I'm just fortunate to be here today and enjoying the rain and enjoying the talking to you. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Likewise. So, Henry, like the sports, would you say, has music always been something that felt natural to you?
Pretty much. I learned really fast, but music was just a hobby at the time. My aspirations was to be a professional football player. I was pretty good. I was in football. I got into Punahou on a baseball scholarship, but I really wanted to play football, and that was going really good for me. And then I think somebody else had another plan for me, so I ended up in Vietnam and Thailand. So by the time I came home, it was I had no interest in football. I was just a musician, an artist.
Well, I want to give a shout out to this guy, a singer-songwriter named Gene Mitchell. He was the man who turned me on to Cecilio and Kapono. And I hope he's watching this now, but I'm hoping you can tell us, when you all were coming together and making that music, did you know right away, okay, we have something magical here?
We did. A friend of ours got us together, and we went out to Sunset Beach to a friend's house with maybe about a handful of people, and we had dinner, and we just met, and we sat down and we played a song, and the first song we played was 4 and 20 by Stephen Stills, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and we kind of looked at each other and, whoa, it sounded like we had rehearsed. And we said, okay, what else do we know? And we started playing. We played a couple more songs, and we just said, we should do something with this. And we started the group. And I think the the first rehearsal, we learned like 30 songs, so we were ready to play anywhere. It just really kind of happened organically.
Now, a lot of people, they made some people might know this, and some people may not know that this was the first Hawaiian group to become a national act to get signed to a record label. Did you all know? Did you know the significance of what that meant at the time, or was it years later?
Yeah, not really. I never really. It was never a dream of mine, but I used to listen to all these great artists that came out of Columbia Records, and once we got in there, it was just I was like shell shocked. I just was, wow, this is really happening, and it was exciting. Once I figured it out, I said, I guess we have something that's special. We had the audition at the what was that at the Troubadour, and we had our 15-minute audition for the industry. All the record companies were there, and actually that night, Rick Springfield was there. Who else? I think Bruce Springsteen was also there. So we all had our 15-minute chance, and we landed with the Columbia.
How about that? So something that I noticed through all the stuff, your solo work, if there's one word that kind of would go through my head when I think about all the stuff you've recorded, it's positivity. Can you tell us about the power of positive thinking?
Well, it got me through Vietnam, and it's got me through to here, and I can't think of anything else but to think positive and to promote positivity. My music, I put a lot of it into my music, and whenever I perform, I always share that positivity with people. And I think that's what people love about, me and my music. And we have a good time. I just want to have a good time because, like I said, life is precious. And, we should all enjoy our life and our life together.
Well, what do your fans mean to you, Henry?
They mean everything to me. They make me feel good. They make me feel important. I love the relationship that we have. I feel so connected to everybody. When I look at them and they talk to me, I look in their eyes and stuff. I can see there's a honesty and love, and it just makes me feel really special. So, and I thank my music for all of that, and I thank God for just getting me all the way through here, and make I went through a lot of good times and a lot of bad times, and I'm starting to realize that I'd rather be in the good times than in the bad times. I try to keep myself going in that road.
Absolutely. Well, there's a fan of yours who lives in Virginia. Terry Lederer is her name, and she's gone out to Hawaii to see you perform. And one of the things she said, you gotta make this Henry Kapono interview happen. And it's not just about the music. It's also, you've given back whenever you can, and given back to people and given back to Hawaii. Can you tell us what inspired you, or what made you want to go from beyond performing music, but also doing something?
Well, I feel so fortunate. and so grateful that I am doing what I love, and I am touching people in the right places and making them feel good. So I think it's just mostly gratitude that I carry with me and appreciate, and yeah, it just keeps me going. It just gives me all this energy. So
It's a sweet life.
it's a sweet life.
I want everybody out there, they can check out this song, Sweet Life. I've really been enjoying it. And they can listen to it pretty much anywhere on Spotify, on Pandora, on Amazon Music, on Apple Music. You can get it on YouTube. When I hear that song, Sweet Life, first of all, it just puts you in a really, really, relaxed mood and a kind of cheerful mood. But I feel like there's a little bit of a country feel to that song. Am I crazy?
No, you're not. There is a country vibe to it. I kind of, I throughout my career, I've kind of tried to listen to everything around me, and I get influenced by different people. I don't listen to music a lot, but I'll listen to something that I like, and I just get influenced immediately. And I've always loved country music, and I got a steel guitar player to come in and do it, and he just added that little touch. And I love the song. I think it's one of the best songs I've written in a long time. So,
it's really good.
Yeah, it's really about me meeting my wife and falling in love, and then she getting me through all the hard times and staying with me and just say, hey, keep walking on sunshine. So.
Nice. There's this, it's something people repeat again and again, but I want to get your thoughts on it. Behind every great man is a great woman.
Yeah. Truth.
What?
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife has really turned things around for me. We've been together almost 30 years. And
wow.
She does all my management, and she's just great at what she does. And it is the truth. Behind every man is a great woman. And I give her all the credit.
What's in the future? What's coming up in the world of Henry Kapono?
Well, we're celebrating 50 years of Cecilio and Kapono, the music of Cecilio and Kapono. And we are planning a big concert, I think at the Waikiki show right now we're targeting. Also, it's 30 years of me being at the Dukes on Sunday. And my foundation, Henry Kapono Foundation, is 5 years. So we're celebrating a lot this year.
A lot of milestones.
Yeah. So we started the Henry Kapono Foundation in 2018, just before the pandemic. And once the pandemic hit, all my gigs were gone. For a year and a half, all my gigs were gone. So that happened, and my wife and I thought, then if it's happening to me, it's happening to all the musicians in Hawaii. So we got the foundation. We raised $180,000 and gave $500 food cards to 300 musicians and their families. And at the time, it was the timing was right, because everybody was shocked. They go, okay, we're all out of gigs. What are we going to do? I got to feed my family. I got to put gas in my car. I got to do all these things. And I think that $500 food card made a big difference. I still have people thanking me for that. So.
Nice. Well, I want to go back just a little. You mentioned this place, which there are some lyrics that you wrote that just really, really paint a picture. And the song, of course, is called Dukes on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping you can tell us what aside from the lyrics, what does this place, Duke's, mean to you?
It means a lot. Well, it's after Duke Kahanamoku, who was the waterman extraordinaire from Hawaii, um, and the company Duke's the founder and the owner of the company talked to me, and this is during the CNK days, and said, "Man, I'd love for you to play here." And what makes he says, "You got Diamond Head, you got Waikiki, palm trees, and I see right over there by the beach playing, and what do you think?" I said, "Well, it sounds great, but I got a 6-month tour to go on, but I will consider it." So I came back and I went to Makapu. I don't know if it's a bay over here on the east side, and it was such a beautiful day. And I looked out there and I said, "I think I'm going to stay home and work out of Hawaii instead of working out of LA." And I called my manager and said, whenever you need me, just call me. I'll be there. And and then I called Rob Tebow, who was the owner of and founder of Duke's. And I said, that idea you had, let's give it a shot. And it all started from that. So it's a great place. The company is full of aloha, and they treat people well. The food is good, and I'm so grateful to be working for that company. I also do other things. In Hawaii, I do a lot of things for free because I feel like I'm giving back to the people that have supported me all through the years. I also do big concerts that is paid, but I try not to gouge people. I try to make it fair for everybody. This is my home, and this is our home, and I want to feel good in my home. I want my kids to feel good, my family, and it makes a difference. I'm so lucky to be living here.
It's wonderful to hear somebody say that, no matter where they live. I feel lucky to be where I am, and I'm glad when I hear somebody say that, no matter where they are. Now, going back to this song, Duke's on Sunday, a lot of times I'll see, especially Buffett fans, they'll post pictures, and because of the song that you wrote, Duke's on Sunday, Jimmy Buffett liked the song so much that he decided to record it.
He did, and it's I have two versions. The first version was the one he recorded. He came one day after a concert, and he came up and he jammed with me a couple songs, and he really loved the place. And he looked at me and said, "Man, you got a good gig here." I said, "Oh yeah, thank you very much." And I guess he was looking for a place to put Margaritaville. And next thing I hear is that he was trying to negotiate to buy Duke's so he could have his Margaritaville. That would have been a great location for Margaritaville, but it's a great location for Duke's as well. So that didn't work out, but he loved the song. And they called me up I think after they recorded and said, "Hey, you got to pick up this my new release. I think it's Take the Weather With You." And I said, "Yeah, sure." So I downloaded it, and I saw Duke's on Sunday on it, and I went, "Wow, thank you so much, Jimmy. That's awesome." So Jimmy's a great guy. I don't get to see him as often, but I feel him all the time. Whenever I sing, I'll do Margaritaville or Volcano, any of his songs, I feel like he's there with me.
Nice. So what did you think of his version of the song, the way he sang it?
I like it. It sounds like his version,
Yeah.
So, and I was just honored that he chose to do it. And he did a great job. That's a great band,
Yeah.
Wrong with that band.
A lot of people, they go to Hawaii, so there's all different types of people that you've interacted with through the years. And then there are people who have decided to move to one of the Hawaiian Islands, like Willie Nelson. Has there been somebody that you have met that you were kind of in awe of when you met them?
Yeah, I'm a good friend with Mick Fleetwood. He and I are like soul brothers. We've seems like we've known each other for a long time, and I have a very good relationship with him, and I love the guy. He's a really good heart. He's got a good heart. In fact, we did this one fundraiser for when Japan got hit with that storm. So my team put on a fundraiser at the Hilton Hawaiian Village, and I asked Mick to come over. He came over. It was storming that night. That day, it was just we had to go into a small room and do this whole fundraiser. And we were out in the tent when it was storming, and we looked at each other. He says, "I think we should just keep going." So I said, I'm in with you. I agree. So we told all the camera guys and the production people, said, let's take it indoors and let's do this. And we raised about $1.5 million just that day. So he's a great person. I mean, I love that guy.
Great story. So we just have, so many different people who are watching this or listening to this from wherever they are, from Hawaii throughout the mainland USA. I always like to kind of give the guest at the end a chance to say whatever he or she wants. What would you say to anybody who has been tuned in with us?
Oh, well, I guess I say thank you for all your love and support, and for being with me for all these years. And the best is yet to come, and let's have a good time.
The best is yet to come. I like that. One more thing. People have all these different titles that they would give you, that you're a singer, a songwriter, a live performer, a recording artist. How would you define Henry Kapono? Who are you at heart?
I'm just a regular guy that loves what I do. I'm fortunate that people love it too. So, I'm just, I try to be real and genuine. And I think that means a lot to me and means a lot to a lot of people, all of my fans. And I thank them.
Well, Henry Kapono, I thank you. Thank you so much for coming on here and talking.
Paul, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I'm honored, and all the best to you. And
All
maybe
right.
see you in the islands.
That's the plan. And it's a good plan.
Let me know if you're ever here.
I will. We might just be shaking hands.
All right.
All right, sir.
And take care, everybody. Love you guys. Aloha.
Aloha.
The Paul Leslie Hour is made possible by people like you, listeners, viewers. Please go to thepaulleslie.com/support, and you'll know what to do when you're there. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who contributes. Performance of The Entertainer intro song by John Primorano. And of course, this is your announcer speaking. See you next time on the